EG went 5-2 on Fracture in VCT Americas, playing a comp that not a single other team in any of the VCT leagues plays. Their comp looks pretty standard until you see the Sova. For a second initiator, most teams would prefer a KO, Fade, or Sky, and aggressive teams like to have a double duelist comp with Jet or Neon instead. But I think EG has crafted an insane game plan around the Sova pick that we can learn from. On defense, they use the Sova darts to go aggressive and take early map control. They like to clear one side of the map and are okay with playing retake because they have so many paths back onto site. And on attack, they have unstoppable takes using their dart lineups and drone to clear space. The first and I think most important layer of EG's Sova comp that differentiates it from other comps is how they use their initiators to take early map control. They use the combination of breach util that funnels attackers into passive angles with insane Sova lineups that land above those deep positions in spawn. Sometimes this works beautifully to give EG an instant 3v5 advantage in the round and destroy one side of the attack split. However, these plays aren't like traditional trap plays you may see on other maps where you're taking a gamble off of a read for going aggressive. Because of Fracture's design, once the defense has cleared an entire side of the map, retakes are almost unstoppable. Even when the attack gets a 5v5 plant on A, for example, look at just how easy it is for EG since they're coming from spawn, sand, and A main while only needing to worry about sight and drop. They have the attack trapped in such a small space that they get util dumped while having to hold 3 angles. Now, let's analyze some rounds to see how exactly EG is able to bully the attack out of this early map control. This A main take is the bread and butter of EG's defensive side. They use a breach stun, a brim smoke, and a raise Roomba to take early A main control on their bonus round. Up until now, all of this is very standard. You'll see almost every VCT team do some variation of this to take early A main control. But this is where EG's comp comes into play. They have a second layer of util that comes in with a Sova dart that scans all of spawn. While the scan doesn't tag anybody, Raze knows that there were players outside of A main early because of the noise they made. So she figures they must have gone into the smoke, otherwise they would have been scanned. So she sprays the smoke and gets a free kill. And while falling back, the breach uses an aftershock to help her get out, which secures a second kill, putting EG up in a 3v5 early on their bonus round. And off of that early win, EG has completely shut down the bottom side part of Cloud9's split, and they're able to easily take care of the remaining 3 players coming from drop. Now let's look at a variation of EG's early topside control. To start the round, you'll see Com actually does the same lineup that he did last round that looks like this, where it scans all of attack side spawn. You might be thinking that this is just like some sort of fake or a dart to put pressure, but actually what I think it does is it gives EG that info that there's some players on the bottom side of the map for the attack, and it triggers this reaction out of them to push the top side because they know that if they push with enough players, they're guaranteed to have a man advantage. So the Sova runs over to his teammates and they crunch the top side of the map. They don't get any picks here, but they break the KJ turret and hear the KJ take the rope, so they get lots of info off of this and know that C9 is now all 5 players on the bottom side of the map. Off all of this info, EG is able to start the retake before C9 even gets the bomb down, and they only have one spot to dump their util. The plant gets stopped by the breach stun and aftershock, and the attack is split up by the KJ ult, which leads to another clean EG retake because they just have so many angles on C9 while they're trying to run away from the KJ. Another aspect of EG's comp that they take full advantage of is the Sova ult. In this round, you can see, similar to the one before, they take A main control that pushes back the attack all the way into their spawn. Again, they use a second layer of util with the Sova dart to scan the players in spawn. Looking carefully at Sova, you can see as soon as he throws his dart, he runs back to defender spawn and instantly pops his ult, even on an eco round, to be ready for his dart to scan. He's so confident and pops his ult early because he knows his dart's gonna scan someone off of the early fight that happened in A main. But secondly, even if his dart doesn't scan anyone, if the attack happened to take the rope before he was able to pop ult, This spot is so strong because he can just pivot and ult anywhere on the map. In this round specifically, Calm threw the same A main dart that I showed earlier, but I just wanted to throw in another insane dart for early ults like this, which sees all of spawn and outside B as well. You stand in this corner off of the spawn barrier and aim that right triangle into this corner, and this scans all of T-spawn and outside B for you to ult. In addition to this insane Sova ult spot that allows you to get early picks, Sova's ult is just another get out of jail free card along with Brim to some of the insane KJ ults that exist on Fracture. On attack, Sova's darts are useful for taking early map control. EG loves defaulting the Sova to the top side of the map, where they can use this lineup that clears all of Satellite, or a dart like this to help take Arcade. Similar to on defense, they layer their Initiator util to take early control. In another round where they use the Satellite dart, Breach uses an early flash, which helps guarantee the Sova dart will get a scan. Then, they have a Breach stun ready to stun the players getting scanned, and that sets the Sova ult up for some easy picks. These layers of Initiator util secure an early advantage without any waste. If the dart didn't scan anything, EG could just simply walk into Dish without committing any further util, as they did in the previous round. And another great use of Sova's kit that you can do off of spawn is this lineup from Calm. Ignoring the early fight that happens in this clip, Calm places a shock dart that would break any standard KJ util for B main. You just stand in this corner off of the barrier and aim here, and it'll break the alarm bot and nades that may be here. Moving past the early round, an interesting thing I found from EG's take is that they used a dart to clear behind the Brim smokes for their A take. Calm throws this dart as a lineup from back here in Dish, then runs up and drones all of sight. This could lead to free spam and stops the defense from spamming EG as they run out on the site. His drone then gives them full info of this entire area, allowing EG to plant for free. I think EG's Sova pick grants them so much early info and control on both sides of the game that no other agent right now can replicate. I think we'll see a few more teams pull out the Sova in Tokyo after studying these EG games. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.